Hey friends, welcome back to Cleaning Therapy. My name is Jenny if you're new here, and today we're going to be working here in Alex's room. Alex is our 4-year-old, and this room needs a good bit of attention. I'll be deep cleaning in here today, so lots of deep cleaning motivation if you are in need of that. So if you're ready to start, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and we'll get right to it. I'm starting here in his closet. I'm going to get these bins down. And I thought we'd play a little game because I found so many pairs of Alex's socks in random places in his room, and each time I found socks I would hold them up to the camera so that you could see. So I thought we'd play a game where you guys let me know how many times I held up Alex's socks up to the camera, and we can see how many you guys find. So I am just cleaning out these bins right here. I really like these bins from Target. I think they are just really great. They're a good size, they hold up well, and they are easy to clean. So I have his off-season books in one bin, his Legos in another bin, and then I have some of his summer things in the other bin like floaties and light vest. So I also wanted to do 3 more on the other side, but first I'd like to clean this off with my extendable duster. I'm using the Mrs. Meyer's multi-purpose spray today in the lemon verbena scent. So after I dust, I'll go ahead and do a wet clean with this one and my microfiber cloth. Let me know in the comments how you guys are doing today, how you're feeling, what you've been up to. I would love to connect with you down in the comments. So here on the other side, I just have these cloth bins that have Alex's baby things in them. So just sentimental items. And I thought I would change these over to the same plastic bins from Target, and that way all of the bins can be the same. My daughter wanted to use these cloth bins to organize her yarn for when she does her knitting, so I thought that would be perfect to just hand those over to her and change over to these bins. Now I'm getting the other side dusted off and give that a good clean as well, and then I'll get those bins up on this shelf. So this video is the launch of my fall deep cleaning series. So I just work my way through the house, and I like to do some deep cleaning in the fall before holiday decorations go up and before we start enjoying the holidays. So I love to deep clean usually about twice a year, once in the spring and once in the fall. So this is a time when I can go inside everyone's room and all the main living areas and really do some extra deep cleaning. When I deep clean, I like to focus on the areas that get missed on my weekly cleanings and even the monthly cleanings. So I like to go high and low. I like to get the light fixtures and the ceiling cobwebs, and I also like to get the baseboards, pull out the furniture, and just make sure that everything is truly cleaned, under things, behind things, and all the things that get neglected throughout the year. These clothes right here are clothes that Alex has already outgrown or are from a different season. So this is from fall and winter of last year. So I just like to hold on to them, and that way if any friends need them for this fall and winter for their kids, I can go ahead and pass them on. If there's anything that no one needs, I'll go ahead and donate them. So this is just a way for me to store that throughout the year at the top of his closet. Now it's time to move on to the bottom of the closet. So I'm gonna try to move this play kitchen from against the wall so that I can deep clean behind it. Normally I will just pull this out of his closet, but his room is kind of a mess and there's not much room in there, so I'm gonna try to do this by leaving it in his closet. And I'll just pick up these toys, clean these baseboards, and get the floor cleaned as well. One of the hardest parts about cleaning in the smaller bedrooms as opposed to the main living is that you have to get strategic about how you move things around because there's just not as much space to pull out the furniture and set it aside. Alex's room is probably the smallest out of all of our rooms in the house, just by a little bit. And so it's especially difficult, especially when he has larger items like kitchens and workbenches. It can be a little bit difficult to really deep clean behind things and have space to put things. But I was doing the best that I could and just kind of taking one thing away from the wall at a time to clean and then putting it back. So before I can put the kitchen food back in the kitchen, I just have to go find it first. So here I'm just sorting through all the bins, and I'm also going to sort through his toy box just to see what food I can find and pull out and get them back in these grocery bins. So anything that doesn't belong in these striped bins, I'm just pulling out right now. So I don't care where he puts things when he picks up his room. As long as he gets the toys in the bin, that's great with me. I don't try to micromanage it in any kind of way. I try to keep it simple and easy for him so that he can clean up his room each day. We always do that at the end of the night before he goes to bed. But on a day like today when I'm deep cleaning, this is the perfect opportunity for me to just go through, find out where things actually belong, and try to get them back in there for him to play with. If you're on Instagram, I'd love for you to come follow me at Jenny Teel. I would love to be friends over there, follow each other, and get to know each other a little bit better. I share other kinds of content as well as cleaning, also personal content, and just things that we're doing as a family. And then I also have a Facebook page called Cleaning Therapy, and you can go ahead and like that page and you can kind of see what I'm doing behind the scenes with the videos. I announce the videos when they go up, and then I also have some cleaning checklists that may be of use to you for weekly cleaning, seasonal cleaning, and even daily cleaning. So I'd love for you to go check that out as well. Okay, now that I've located all of the kitchen items, I'm gonna go ahead and just restock this cute little kitchen, get it all cleaned up and everything tidied back and in its place. So now that the kitchen side is cleaned, I'll go ahead and work on this other side. So I'll be moving things around here and trying to create space for myself so that I can sweep and mop. And this is his little shoe basket that we had been holding all of his shoes in, but I do have a different idea for that today, so we will be changing that out. But I just wanted to get everything off of the floor. It will create a huge mess in his room, but at least I'll be able to work in here and clean this part up. For my mopping today, I'm using my favorite dust mop. This one is one where I can just store the solution in this little bottle that sits on it. So it is very convenient, very quick. It's a lightweight mop, and I'll have it in my quick links in my description box in case you're interested. Now I'm just filling up his toolbox and we'll get his workbench all set up. His workbench also goes inside his closet, and I do try to keep bulkier items like this in the closet because it just helps him to have more play area on his rug when he's trying to play in his room. This shoe basket, I'm actually trying to switch out for a shoe rack, and I had gotten this white one off of Amazon, this little white shoe rack, and it's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted, but I accidentally got one that was too long. I meant to get the 24-inch long shoe rack, and I accidentally got the 30-inch. So it is just a little bit too wide for this space. I'll go ahead and use it right now because I moved the tool bench to its side, but I did order the correct one and it should be on the way. Now that his closet is clean and calm, I'll go ahead and move into his room. So I decided to use that shoe basket as his little stuffy basket. These are all the little stuffed animals that he likes to sleep with, and I thought it would be perfect to just store these right here in his nightstand next to his bed. Now I'm going through the rest of these bins and decluttering. So this gray basket I have behind me is gonna take all of the trash, broken toys, and toys that are just not salvageable. So I'll put all those in there and only keep the things that are in good working order and that he still likes and plays with. So while I do that, I thought we'd talk about our highs and lows for the week. I think this week I'll start with the low because it would be good to get that over with, and that way we can end on the high note. My low was one frustrating day that I had this week where nothing was really going right and it just kind of frustrated me. So we had Alex's meet and greet at his school, and we ended up missing most of it because he had to go to the bathroom at the very last minute when we were getting ready to leave. So I know he can't help that, but it was a little bit bad timing, and we ended up missing the whole meet and greet and walked in just as they were kind of saying goodbye. So that was kind of hard because we were really looking forward to that. And then he had a doctor's appointment after that, and it's so hot down here. It's, still in the hundreds, and it's just really hot and humid. So I think most of this has to do with the temperature. But we went to his doctor's appointment, and the computers had crashed. So we waited a really long time in the waiting room. So that was one of the hard parts because he started to get hungry and wanted a snack. And I was trying to keep him occupied, but it was just a little bit difficult. And then the elevators went out, and we had to go in the stairwell, and we actually got locked inside of the stairwell, and there was no vent or AC or any moving air or cool air in the stairwell. So we went up and down 3 flights trying to find an open door, and we couldn't find one. Everybody had pretty much left for the day because this was a late Friday appointment, and it was just my car and one other car in the parking lot. So we just really didn't know what to do. I knew I had my cell phone, so I wasn't terrified, but it was very hot and I was worried about the temperature. I eventually got us out by going out an alarm door that led to the dumpsters and just kind of a shed in the back, and then we were able to go out of a gate and go find our car, but we had to walk 3 blocks to get to our car. So that wasn't my favorite day this week, but we got through it and definitely had a story to tell afterwards. So now I'm going to take Alex's bedding and go ahead and get this in the washing machine. So I figure I can let that be washing while I do the rest of his room. Deep cleaning is always a good time for me to tend to mattresses. So I'm going to go ahead and vacuum his mattress, and then I like to spray it down with the Febreze fabric spray in the heavy duty scent. And this is a really good one, and it just kind of sanitizes it and freshens it. And that can be kind of drying and airing out while I clean his room. This is kind of a unique deep clean for me because his room is way messier than it normally would be because I skipped the spring deep clean. So, if you've been following for a while, you know that our family went through some challenges over this past spring and also last fall. But I didn't get to all of my spring cleaning. The last video I filmed on my channel was my kitchen spring clean, and then I went radio silent for about 3 months. So that was the last thing that I spring cleaned, and then we were just in, emergency mode with my husband's health issues and all of the hospital stays and things like that. And I'll be honest, I did struggle with my mental health during that season as well. It was really difficult for me to, get in a good mindset and kind of rally when things were, just not looking good and things were just going in a direction that I really wasn't happy with. So everything got put on hold for us to tend to that difficult season and those difficult circumstances. I just wanted to make sure that the kids were taken care of and the laundry was done and the weekly cleaning was done. I just kind of focused on clean bathrooms, clean kitchen, and happy, healthy children. I really wasn't doing much else, and I certainly wasn't deep cleaning. So we were just trying to get back on a firm footing and keep our head above water with all of the health challenges. So that was its own thing, and I feel like everything did kind of fall apart as far as cleaning, but that's okay. I don't want to feel bad about it. I just have to, do the work, get it done, and understand that it was a really difficult season and that I was doing the best that I could. If you're in a really difficult season and you're not getting as much done as you'd like to, or you feel bad because the house is dirtier than you'd like it to be, just please don't be hard on yourself. Be encouraged. Just understand that you're doing the best you can, and that's all we can ever do. And of course, we'd like our houses to be cleaner, but the reality is that it's not always the most important thing. And so sometimes those things have to be put aside for us to handle bigger matters. And, you're doing the best you can. You're doing a good job. Just keep taking one step and putting it in front of the other, and eventually those things will get done. As far as the highs go, I was really happy that we got to do an interview for the FSHD Society. So my husband and I were interviewed for a series that they were doing on relationships, and specifically interabled relationships. So my husband is a quadriplegic, and it was just a really great time to meet other people in the disability community and share our experiences with them. So they interviewed us about how we met and our love story and how we've navigated through the different challenges that his disability has brought to the table. So that was truly a highlight for both of us. We really enjoyed it. Lots of laughter and, even some tears as we told our story. And we had a really wonderful time. So we're really grateful that they had us on. If we end up getting a copy of the interview, we'll definitely share it on our Jenny and Tony channel. So I have that channel linked in my description box if you guys are interested. Let me know in the comments what your highs and lows were this week. I'd love to be able to support you through that and just kind of celebrate with you on the highs and encourage you with the lows. And I am so sorry I wasn't able to get to the comments last week. We were actually on the road driving to Florida as the video was launching, and then we were driving right back the next day. So I kind of missed the boat on that, but I did read them and I tried to heart as many as I could. And I just wanted to let you know, thank you so much for sharing things on that video, and thank you so much for watching that video. Now Alex was back home from my mom's house and he wanted to try out his shoe rack and get his shoes put on there. So he did a really good job with that. And he was just kind of enjoying his room and saying how, he liked that his closet was clean and that was really cool. And then he was leaving the room and I thought I'd kind of show behind the scenes here, because this is what it really looks like when I'm filming. It's not a pretty sight. I definitely have to make messes other places in order to get certain rooms clean. Another thing I like to deep clean on these deep cleaning sessions is the doors and the door frames, doorknobs, and I'll try to do this like throughout the year, not just a couple times a year, but it is always a great thing to remember to do because they really do get so dirty. I'm always surprised at just how much dirt there is on the doors. Dust accumulates in those little cutouts, and then all around the door handle, there's always just like fingerprints and marks all over the door handle. So it's just a really high traffic area in the house. Now his bedding was all clean, so I'll just get it right back on the bed. This is definitely the hardest bed to make in the house since it's kind of jammed in the corner and it's so low. So I have to do some gymnastics to get this thing on, but definitely well worth it to have a fresh, clean bed for Alex this week. We wash his sheets every week, but I only wash his bedding about once a month because I don't want to wear it out too bad. But I decided to go ahead and do that today. I'm really excited for when he gets a big boy bed, which will probably be next year, because we'll get him a regular bed that's higher up and can kind of sit in the center of the room, and it'll be much easier to make, especially for him to learn how to make too. Alex's room is now clean and calm. It makes me so happy to look in here and see how bright and cheery it is and how much he enjoys all the different things in his room. We still have many more rooms in my house to deep clean, so stay tuned. Lots more deep cleaning motivation. Friends, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, no matter what you're going through in life or what struggles you face, you can always come back to my channel and clean your way to calm with me. I love you very much, and I'll see you next week.